All right, so Mark, I'm going to front run you a bit. Your word for us today was volatility, but after this announcement from China that they're upping their tariffs, even though they said they won't escalate anymore, surprised to see futures actually in the green.
Yeah, Frank, again, the word volatility is because none of my clients know, and I think most of the folks you hear on this broadcast won't know what's going on next. I mean, you got a 90-day pause. You've got many of the countries that the pause is affected saying that they may raise tariffs as talks break down. So it's really hard to invest in this market with this uncertainty. And so you're going to have volatility persist for the near future.
So you say it's kind of hard to invest. We're going to get to your pick right now, which is actually at an all-time high. I'm going to let you say it.
Yeah, gold. President Trump's been talking a lot about the golden age of America. I think he might be talking about buy GLD because I have clients that have positions in GLD that are up 40, 50% in the last 3 years. And it was started because of all the debt we got into the pandemic, but now it's rolling nicely into trade wars and our deficits. So, gold is definitely a safe haven. It's been thought about a place of a store of value, but gold's outperforming the S&P 500 on the year to date and the 1 year. So I suggest everyone at least have a position in GLD.
Yeah, it's a very interesting pick for today, especially with the trade war escalating today. The Chinese central bank has been one of the biggest buyers of gold. Do you think that escalates after this? And is that something that you see pushing gold even higher? Or are we starting to get to peak gold?
Until this uncertainty stops, I would say that you have to have GLD as a position because of all the uncertainty with the trade wars, for sure, Frank. And this is something that I don't think is going to stop anytime soon. I mean, you look at Costco, one of their number one selling products is gold, believe it or not, in the U.S.
Yeah, I don't know where people store it, Mark. I want to turn back to the equity markets. New information from Bank of America this morning. Foreign buyers, they sold $6.5 billion of U.S. equities in the 5 trading sessions ending on Wednesday. How do you see that impacting the market?
I don't see it being a great thing. And I'm also looking at, Frank, besides that, you have some major banks reporting earnings today. And I think they're going to have a great earnings report. The problem is it's going to be guidance. I think that the guidance coming out of the banks is going to be something they can't really predict, and it's not going to be something that investors are going to want to hear because of these tariffs. So I think that even though our bank's going to do pretty well, other banks are going to do pretty well, I think that going forward, investors are going to have a kind of murky waters going forward with next quarter's earnings.
All right. How concerned are you about a possible recession? Now, we were talking about this earlier. Goldman starts the year 15%. That's the base case. They always start every year at 15% risk of recession. A couple of days ago, they jumped it up to 65%. A lot of people got very concerned. Then they said they rescinded it, and a lot of people breathed a sigh of relief, but they rescinded it back to 45%. Still elevated, just below what their base case would be. How concerned are you about that? Are there safe haven plays when it comes to the equity market?
I'm concerned about a recession, Frank, but I'm a lot less concerned than I was 2 days ago because now we have this 90-day pause. And so a lot of clients are feeling that if good negotiations can come out of it, we might be able to thwart a recession. But I do think there are some recession-free plays here. I think you have, obviously, I mentioned gold. I think the financials are kind of tariff-proof. So I like large-cap financials. And I also like communication services because, again, another big part of the economy that has nothing to do with tariffs. So I think you can kind of hide out until all this works out in those 3 sectors.